It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer. Let's talk about the words. The first word in this episode is either got or got. Got. Spelled G-H-A-T. It is a noun from 1783. It is a broad flight of steps that is situated on an Indian riverbank and that provides access to the water, especially for bathing. And I am sure that you have probably seen photos and videos of this very thing. It is part of their culture to, when the people who live on a body of water, I think usually a river, they create these steps there so they can go in and bathe and wash clothes and do all these things, and it's still part of their culture. It seems like usually that's for the olden times, but no, they're still doing this in modern days. And so yes, I have definitely seen pictures and videos of these long steps that go down into the water, so it's easy to access. They probably have to have some ramps or something for wheelchairs or for people who are harder to access stairs. So, as you might imagine, this is from the Hindi and Urdu word ghat, from the Sanskrit word gata, but it doesn't say what any of that means, and that is part of what we like about the etymology. We want to see what the word is and what does it mean. Let's see. Let's look up ghat. We want to go to Hindi, which is right here. I'm checking out the translation page, and when I set it to Hindi, it translates into pier or wharf. What if we tried Urdu, spelled with a U? That one means down in English. So I mean, you're going down the stairs into the water. That's pretty interesting. So yes, it seems like, yes, now we know what ghat actually means and what it is. Okay, good word to know. You can be just a more well-rounded human when you're talking to people from other parts of the world, specifically in this case, India. Okay, let's see. I will just go, or should I say, I'll just do it here. For the sound effect, I shall go boo. The next word, the next entry is GHB, all caps. GHB, noun from 1964. This is a metabolite, C4H8O3, of gamma-aminobutyric acid that is a depressant of the central nervous system and is used illicitly in the form of its synthetic sodium salt to produce sedative and euphoric effects, or to stimulate release of growth hormone to increase muscle mass. It is called also gamma hydroxybutyrate, which I assume that's what that stands for. Whoa, that was a lot of information. So it sounds like people are using at least a form of it illicitly, to have feelings of euphoria. That's usually why people are taking drugs, quote unquote, to feel good. Also to stimulate release of growth hormone to increase muscle mass. So is this like similar to a steroid? They want to get all big and jacked, so they take some GHB. Look at me, I'm all jacked because I had some GHB and I felt so euphoric at the same time, and I felt the connection of everybody in the whole world, the whole universe all together. That was pretty cool, but also I got jacked thanks to the GHB. All right, interesting. I'm sure I've heard it at some point, but I don't remember. Boo! Next is ghee. It's not G, it's ghee. Spelled Ghee or Ghi. It is a noun from 1665. It is a semi-fluid clarified butter made especially in India. And if you have ever been to an Indian restaurant, You have probably seen this word, probably aware of it. Semi-fluid butter. I want to look up a picture. I have been vegan for a very long time, and so I have not had any ghee. Maybe a long time ago I did, but I don't know. But yes, I look at pictures, and yeah, it looks like your semi-solid butter. It's not warmed up, so it's totally liquidy. But it's also not one of your real solid sticks of butter that you kept in the fridge. This is looks like a very spreadable butter, and that's what I like. I like a spreadable butter. Of course, I get the vegan ones, and I don't want to have to cut off my butter in chunks. I want to be able to spread it on my bagel or my toast or my elbows. I got some English muffins this morning that are pretty freezer burned, so I got to eat them. Okay, so yes, there's a whole description of what it is and how it's made, but we can't go into all that kind of detail. But what we need to do is talk about the etymology. If you didn't know, or if you couldn't tell, it is from the Hindi and Urdu word ghee, and also the Sanskrit gurta. And of course, what do you think I'm gonna do now? Yeah, you know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to type in these letters, GHI. It detected Vietnamese. That's not the language that I was going for. I wanted to go to Hindi. The Hindi translates right back to the word ghee, and the Urdu translates right to the word ghee. Wonder if we spelled it this way, would that give us any different situations? Nope. It probably just means butter. Or actually, I mean, it seems like it just means ghee, and that happens to be a semi-fluid butter. Ghee. Okay, so we have seen now, just between this episode and the previous episode, we have seen at least a few words in this GH section that are from Hindi and Urdu. And so I don't know if we'll see another one in this GH section that ends in the next episode, but yes, there's clearly a pattern of some words in Hindi and Urdu that start with GH in American, English letters, not American, in English. No, there's a better term for what these letters are called. I can't remember what it is. But these are just the ones that have gotten into English. They have probably many, many words that start off with this same pronunciation or spelling. All right, let's move on to boo. Now we have gherkin. This is spelled Gherkin. I wonder, do some people spell it without the H? I can't remember. Gherkin is a noun from 1661. 1A, a small prickly fruit used for pickling, but also a pickle made from this fruit. Let's keep on going and then we'll chat about it. We got 1B, the slender annual vine of the gourd family that bears gherkins. So the gherkin is the fruit that comes off of the vine, and the vine is also the gherkin. Number 2, the immature fruit of the cucumber, especially when used for pickling. Okay, so you're giving me some interesting information here, dictionary. Is a gherkin a young cucumber? Yes. Is it also something else? Yes. It seems like it is. Now, this one says it's a small, immature cucumber. I looked it up onto the internet. Thank you, internet. Do people eat gherkins on their own without pickling? Is this literally what it is? It's just a young cucumber? I mean, this whole thing said, there's even a species named Cucumis anguria, that is the vine that bears the gherkins, which are fruits. We think of them as vegetables, but they have seeds. So they're fruits. Is that... Oh, man, veggies and fruits are silly. Is there a different thing? This is what you'd think that this Google AI thing would tell me. They're pickled cucumbers, typically harvested young, but can also refer to the Cucumis unguria species. That makes sense. They are often eaten with burgers, sandwiches, or as a snack. You want a snack? Have a gherkin. They range from tangy to sweet. They are often pickled with dill and garlic. There's classic pickled cucumber, Mexican sour gherkin, which looks like a tiny watermelon and tastes like cucumber with lime. Okay, I gotta know about this Cucumis anguria. The maroon cucumber is a vining plant also known as the West Indian gherkin or burr gherkin. Burr gherkin. A birkin? It is related to the... that just made me think of something funny. Related to the common cucumber, but with small, spiky fruits that turn yellow, orange, or red when ripe. Native to Africa, it's grown as a vegetable for pickling or eating raw, and as an ornamental plant requiring full sun, rich, well-drained soil, and consistent moisture. The young green fruits are edible, while mature ones can become bitter, and the plant is known for its pest-repelling qualities. Oh yeah, and they have a spiky outer shell of some kind. I am fascinated now about these real gherkins. Do people, I have never seen, I don't think, one of these actual gherkins in a pickled situation. It seems like people are just pickling the young cucumbers, and they're like, well, they kind of look like the original gherkin, so we're just going to call them the gherkin, even though they're cucumbers. Why don't we just say pickled pickles, because they're pickled cucumbers, but they're little, but sometimes you get big, normal-sized pickled... Has anybody pickled a giant cucumber? I mean, sometimes they grow very, very large. All right, we are off on a tangent, and I love it. Where can I get an actual gherkin and pickled? Pickled. I would actually like to eat it regular, and also pickled. And now I'm also curious. The older ones, the older fruits of these are taste kind of bitter, and I don't like that taste, but I'm curious. And then they're like, whoa, the baby ones taste so much better. Oh, definitely always eat the babies, don't eat the adults. All right, I did not expect to have so much fun talking about gherkins. And we're not even done. We got to talk about the etymology. This is from the Dutch gherkin. The plural, that is the plural of the word gurk, G-U-R-K, and that means cucumber. But it's a different thing. Okay, ultimately from the Middle Greek agoros, which looks very similar to the word gourd. So there's a connection between all of this for sure. Okay, fascinating stuff. And yeah. Did you know about these actual gherkins, or were you just calling them gherkins even though they're little cucumbers? They don't look alike. I'm very passionate about this. Okay, moving on to boo. Now we have the word ghetto. We have two forms of this word. The first form is a noun from, where's the year? 1611. Yes, and there are a number of definitions because, history, time, culture, people. So, number one for ghetto, I should probably spell it, Ghetto. Number one is a quarter of a city. I don't think it means literally a quarter, as in half, quarter, thirds, eighths. No, I think it's just an area. A quarter of a city in which Jews were formerly required to live. They used to be required to live in this area. So that's one possible definition. That seems like maybe one of the more original definitions. But we also have number two, a quarter of a city in which members of a minority group live, especially because of social, legal, or economic pressure, because the rest of the society is consciously or unconsciously, systematically putting them down, putting them into this area, putting them in places, in situations where they can't. It's so much harder for them to get ahead, to have a good job, to get good education, and they just putting them in the ghetto. Here, let them do that. And what the hell? What the hell? Okay, now we have 3A, an isolated group. The example is a geriatric ghetto. And I would not have understood that sentence at all if I didn't know this definition now. An isolated group. So a geriatric ghetto is, well, of course, we are taking the idea from the Jews or the minority group. They are isolated in this area. They have their own little community here because of reasons. And so they are isolated. So they took the idea of the isolation and translated it into just a group of people, not in where they live exactly, but a group of people. So a geriatric ghetto is, I don't know, would it be a group of, an example would be a group of elderly people, geriatric people who are living in an old folks' home of some kind, and they are isolated for some reason. Maybe they're quarantined because they have a sickness that's going around, or maybe they're like, we're the canasta club, and we don't want you playing our canasta. This is just our little club, so we've isolated ourselves. So we're a ghetto. We're a geriatric canasta ghetto. Is that a game that old people play? What are some other games that they play? What, Mahjong? That came to mind. That's stereotypical. Maybe some poker. Maybe some puzzles. Okay, now we have 3B, a situation that resembles a ghetto, especially in conferring inferior status or limiting opportunity, as in the pink collar ghetto. What is the pink collar? Is this a term that I should know? Here we go. I know white collar. I know blue collar. Pink collar jobs are service-oriented, care-based roles historically dominated by women. And that's why they chose the color pink, and that is genderized, stereotypical. Often characterized by lower pay, less prestige, and fewer career advancement opportunities compared to blue-collar or white-collar positions. Common roles include nursing, teaching, clerical work, childcare, and retail. While traditionally female-dominated, these roles are evolving to include more men. Are there other types? This list only shows white collar, blue collar, pink collar. So in this example, in this definition, pink collar ghetto, it is a situation that resembles a ghetto in conferring inferior status or limiting opportunity. Well, the example that I read there said that they don't usually have much opportunity to grow, advance in their careers. Typically, inferior status, I guess, yeah, it's got lower pay, less prestige. People would probably say that is in an inferior status. So that's very interesting. I am learning so many things today in this episode. Wonderful for me, and I hope you are too. Interesting. Okay, so that one, it didn't take the isolated part of the original definition of ghetto like 3A did. It took the status, the cultural, societal status of the people, and used that part of the definition to have this new thing. Okay, fascinating. Of course, we have to look at the etymology. This is one of the most important things that we do here on this podcast. It's an Italian word. From the Venetian dialect word ghetto, with only one T, which means, or it was, an island where Jews were forced to live. But literally, it means foundry. And there was a foundry located on the island. So I guess there is an island named Ghetto in Italy? I gotta look this up. It is also from ghettar, which means to cast. So this is still Italian, I guess. To cast away, that's what they did. Ooh, but when was the island named Ghetto because they casted them away there, and that's why they called it Ghetto? Or was it is this like, this is the island, we call it Ghetto because we just cast away people to that island. That's the island where everybody goes. Everybody knows your name. Also from the Latin jactare, which means to throw. throw away maybe. And there's more at the word jet. So now I need to go to the map. This is very important information. We need to go. Let's go traveling to Italy. Fly me over there, Google Maps, and now I'm going to type in GHETO. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna give me what a ghetto island. Ugh, that sounds interesting. So there is something called Ghetto Ebraico. It is a historical landmark in. Oh, yeah. See, this is all coming together. This is an area in or a location. It's a historical landmark in Venice, which is in Italy. It says it's a historic Jewish neighborhood now home to 2 synagogues, kosher shops, and the Jewish Museum of Venice. So we are still using the same information, same definition and all. But what I want to do is do just a normal Google search Ghetto Island, Italy. But I mean, all right, I don't know. I think we're running out of steam on this one. The Venetian ghetto, established in 1516 on a small island of Venice's Cannaregio district, was the world's first forced and segregated Jewish quarter. So that's literally just where this comes from. Jews were required to live on the restricted island, formerly, here we go, a copper foundry, and were locked in at night. Oh my gosh. It remains a historic, vibrant site today. Okay, so yeah, the Venetian ghetto. That is what it is in Venice. Well, now I'm even more curious to go to Venice. Venetian ghetto. I'm typing this into the map so I can see exactly where it is. Is this the same? Yeah, that's the same island that the ghetto Ebraico was on. And wow. And you could go visit the foundry, and you can go to the Jewish Museum of all this stuff. Isn't learning fun and fascinating? Okay. Now, let's move on to boo. The second form of ghetto. It's super short. It is a transitive verb from 1936. The synonym, remember this is a verb, the synonym is ghettoize, which is coming up. Boo. Next is, now this is an interesting one. This is a fun one. I enjoy this. It is ghetto blaster. 2 words, noun from 1981. The synonym is boombox. A big stereo that maybe stereotypically somebody might be holding on their shoulder. And more than likely, they might be living in a ghetto because it's called ghetto blaster. We're just going to say that because it's right there in the name. The first example that comes to mind. I mean, there's so many movies and probably music videos and things from the early 80s and probably 90s that show a ghetto blaster. But I believe, isn't there a character in Spike Lee's, was it, oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? Do the Right Thing? Is that what it's called? It's been a long time since Do the Right Thing. It's been a long time since I saw that. That's a good one. If you have not seen that movie, you absolutely have to see that. It is a classic. So yeah, we were talking about ghetto blaster. Pretty sure there's a ghetto blaster in there. I don't know if they would have called it that, but the dictionary says it's true. Boo. Now we have ghettoize. Verb, transitive verb from 1939. So just the verb ghetto was first, and then it became ghettoize. It is to isolate in or as if in a ghetto. Ghettoizing a minority group. Ghettoizing the Jewish people. Ghettoizing geriatric people. Ghettoizing pink-collar workers. Ghettoization. That is a noun. What are your thoughts on the word ghetto and just the word, but also just the concept of all of that? I don't know. Feel free to email me, send me a voicemail, all those things. Okay, moving on to bew. What? Okay, now we have the word gibbeline, or gibbeline, or gibbelin, spelled capital Ghibbelline. It is a noun from 1573. It is a member of an aristocratic political party in medieval Italy supporting the authority of the German emperors. Compare to the word, what is this word? Gulf? Guelf. We will wait until the GUs to learn about that word. So, aristocratic political party, medieval Italy, the 1500s. So they were supporting the authority of the German emperors. So they were like, German overlords, we support you. Good job. Take over us. We're the Ghibelline. I have no information about this. And this is Italian from their word officially, Ghibellino, which, I don't know. I guess that's just probably what they called themselves. It doesn't really give more information about where did that word come from. It probably came from somewhere. Let's see. Let's look up in the dictionary, the translate. Go to Italian and see if it's gonna give us anything. It's just the Ghibellines. It must be from something. I don't know. I can't spend time on this. Nobody has time for this. Boo. Now we have, I guess it would be Gilly, Ghillie. It's a variation of Gilly with no H. No H. So that'll be a little bit from now. Boo. We have the word ghost. Ghost. First form. It is a noun from before the 12th century. Number 1, the seat of life or intelligence. The synonym is soul, as in give up the ghost. Ooh, like died. I think that's what it is. You give up the ghost, you give up your soul. The body is like, sorry, I just can't. I can't hold on any longer. I'm failing. But you ghost, you could live on. I'm going to give you up to the world. You can go live a happy life because you are eternal. Okay. I'm definitely going to let my ghost out when I die. I'm going to send it all over the world and scare the pants off of people. Number 2, a disembodied soul, especially the soul of a dead person believed to be an inhabitant of the unseen world or to appear to the living in bodily likeness. Now, I think today, the day I'm recording this, I have got to put a thing out there into the world to ask people for their stories, their experiences with ghosts. I know you got them. I know people who have them. I don't. If I did, I would tell you. I will jump ahead a little bit that the term ghost story is in the next episode, and so maybe I will save them for that. But I hope I get some good ghost stories. Please, 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 please tell me. I love this stuff. Okay. Now, that was just, sometimes you like, I just can't, I just love this. The soul of a dead person believed to be an inhabitant of the unseen world or to appear to the living in bodily likeness. Maybe you're like, look at that old cowboy standing in my doorway. What's he doing here? He's a ghost. Number 3, the synonyms are spirit and demon. Yeah, the ghosts. 4a, a faint, shadowy trace, as in a ghost of a smile. A ghost of a smile. Just a faint spirit or a demon of a smile. What would that be? Would it be like a ghost of a smile? Okay, now we have for B. We've gotten away from the spirit, the soul. We're now talking about other things, obviously. Number 4b is the least bit. As in, not a ghost of a chance. You have no chance of having a meal today because you're too busy. Number 5, a false image in a photographic negative or on a television screen caused by caused especially by a reflection. Is that, well, I guess I would also say when you get that image burned onto your screen, I would also call that a ghost. Caused by a reflection, a false image in a photographic negative or on a television screen, caused especially by a reflection. There could be other reasons why there would be a ghost on a screen or in a photo, but I guess reflection is the most common. I don't know. Number 6, one who ghost writes. So the person who is the ghostwriter could also be called the ghost. By the way, if there are any ghosts here, feel free to, not demons. You gotta be cool. You know me. I will not accept any evil, negative, bad, gross spirits. No. You have to be cool if you want to be hanging out with me. So I invite you, if you're cool, to join me in some way, in some form here into this room, or maybe on the recording, the audio recording or the video recording. But then once this episode is done, you got to go. You got to get out of here because I got work to do. You can't be distracting me. I would want to hang out and talk to you and learn about your history, but I got stuff. Okay, so just temporarily, maybe you can show up. Okay, now, let's see. We talked about that, and then we were talking about ghostwriters. They're like, I'm going to write this thing, and then somebody else gets credit for it. That's an interesting concept. That happens a lot. 7, a red blood cell that has lost its hemoglobin. Oh, where's my hemoglobin? I lost my hemoglobin. Where is it? I'm just a ghost without my hemoglobin. I can't be a real boy without my hemoglobin. Ghost-like is an adjective. Ghosty, ghosty, not ghostly. Ghosty is an adjective. And where does this word come from? Let's see. We got Middle English, Gost from Old English, Gast akin to the Old High German Geist, which means spirit. Also, Sanskrit word Heda, which means anger. That's an angry ghost right there. All right. So, yep. If you got, well, you know what? No, it's not too late. You might not make it in time for the next episode, but if you do have ghost stories of any kind, please submit them. All right, moving on to what do ghosts say? Boo. The second form of ghost is a verb from 1606, starting with transitive. Number 1, to haunt like a ghost. Ooh, I'm haunting you like a ghost. Look at me, I'm like a ghost. I'm haunting. Number 2, the synonym is ghostwrite. Intransitive time, number 1A, to move silently like a ghost. How is that different from the other number 1? To haunt like a ghost? To move silently like a ghost? What? 1B, to sail quietly in light winds. So, how do you sail loudly? I guess if the winds are light, then you're going to be sailing just chill and slow. You're ghosting. Is this a term? Sailors, sail people. Are you using this term? We're just ghosting here. Number 2, the synonym is ghostwrite again, so that can be intransitive or transitive. And what they don't have in here, which I don't know, I guess this book could be a little bit too old for this term, but it's when somebody just stops talking to you, texting you, ignoring you, they ghost you. They're like, where did you go? You were like a ghost. You just disappeared into the ether. We were having a good conversation, and then they were done, and they didn't want to keep on doing it. So they ghosted you, and you got ghosted. I am sure that is going to be. In fact, it's probably on the internet. The internet definitions. Let's see. Definition of ghost. No, well, now ghosting, is that a whole? That is in here. It's given me a different definition, but I guess we can look that up too. Yes, the practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly and without explanation. without explanation, withdrawing from all communication. And yep, that's ghosting. But also just ghost. Ghosted. You got ghosted. Moving on to, ooh, this looks fun. Boo. It's ghost dance. 2 words. The first letters are capitalized. Noun from 1890. It is a group dance of a late 19th century American Indian messianic cult believed to promote the return of the dead and the restoration of traditional ways of life. I think I need to post a video or something in the show notes of ghost dance. Ooh, yeah. This is obviously, so what it was this American Indian, specifically a messianic cult. This is very culturally important to them, so we have to think about that, have that respect. But yeah, there's examples on the YouTubes of ghost dance. Fascinating. All right, look in the show notes if you want to see that. And also go do your own research. Okay, last word. Boo, 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 boo. It's ghosting, the one that I mentioned before. Noun from circa 1957. It is a faint double image on a television screen. Also, the formation of such images. And I think that they could update this to just not have the word television screen, just a screen, because it can happen on lots of them. If you leave a window up on your computer screen for way too long, you might get some ghosting. I feel like it is not happening as much as it used to because of technology. Technology has made it so it's a little bit harder to have those ghosted images. I will say, though, on my computer screen, sometimes I will leave something up for not all that long, and then I'll look, if after I close it, I'll see some ghosting there, but then it goes away. So that's good. I don't want it to be permanent. But I am aware of it. I do try to not leave things up for too long, and that is why if you have like a screensaver or a background, a desktop image, have it rotate, have a slideshow of images. So that's sometimes what I have. All right, it is time for a word of the episode, and I think I'm going to have a hard time because there were some fan-friggin-tastic words here that I enjoyed very much. Today we had got, GHB, Gee, Gherkin, Ghetto Blaster, Ghetto Eyes, Gibbeline, Gilly, Ghost, Ghost Dance, and Ghosting. Ooh, I mean, I do love ghosts, and I have never experienced one, and I believe that they are there. I have heard too many stories about ghosts. Do I pick that? Do I pick, I don't know, Ghetto Blaster is kind of a fun one. This is hard. Let's see. I shall pick, let's see. I guess I just have to pick Ghost as the word of the episode. Let's do just the same kind of song that you always do. I'm walking around looking for ghosts. I don't see any ghosts. Where are the ghosts? Come find me, ghosts. Quit ghosting me, ghosts. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Let's see. What do we got? Sorry, I'm just doing a quick little search on my notifications to make sure I'm not missing anything important. I don't think I am. So, it's movie time. Oh, man. The next movie I watched was Send Help. This is the super fun, crazy, bonkers movie by Sam Raimi that takes place on a deserted island. And it's funny and kind of emotional at times and bloody. And yes, super fun. Loved it. Rachel McAdams. Holy crap, she's great. Then we watched, as a whole group of us, went to the Music Box to watch The Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, the whole thing, both movies. There is an intermission, and there's changes, there's differences to, I don't know, I guess you could call it a director's cut of some kind. I had not seen these movies since they came out, and so this was a good rewatch for me. They're very much of the time. They're very good. They're very fun. And what I realized, which I definitely would not have been able to think of because I forget so much about movies that I see, is it really kind of all centers around the sword and the maker of these swords. That's kind of like the linchpin, the thing that is holding it all together, kind of. But yeah, there's some real good stuff in those movies. All right, I'm gonna end this episode now. Even if you don't want me to, I have to, because you know there's gonna be another one next time, whenever day that is. All right, here we go. Thank you so much for checking out this show. Until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.